The dust tasted like regret. Silas spat, wiping his mouth with the back of a calloused hand. Jedediah Crane's news had been delivered in the brief exchange at the saloon. The Rattlesnake Gang, emboldened by Viper's escape, were preying on outlying ranches. Crane's face, usually stoic, was etched with a weariness that mirrored Silas's own. Widow Hemlock's place, Crane had said, his voice low. Just west of Dry Wash. They took everything, nearly took her and the girl. Silas didn't need to be told twice. He swung Roan out of the stable, the Appaloosa snuffing a plume of vapor into the frigid morning air. The sun, a pale disk behind the distant mountains, offered little warmth. He felt the familiar ache in his shoulders, the dull throb behind his eyes. Copper Canyon wasn't the town he's envisioned when he's first arrived. The promise of opportunity, of a fresh start, had slowly eroded into a bitter reality of desperation and violence. Dry Wash was a scar on the land, a gully choked with tumbleweeds and bleached bones. Roan's hooves kicked up a cloud of dust as Silas followed the fresh tracks leading away from the wash. He could almost feel the gang's presence, the lingering scent of cheap tobacco, the echo of their cruel laughter. He found them at Hemlock's ranch. The scene was chaotic, overturned furniture, shattered dishes, livestock scattered. Widow Hemlock was huddled in a corner, clutching her daughter close, her face pale and streaked with tears. Two of the gang were loading the supplies onto a wagon, while Viper supervised with a smirk. Well, Viper drawled, spotting Silas. Look what the cat dragged in. Come to play hero, Marshal? Silas didn't respond. He simply dismounted Roan, his hand instinctively moving to the Winchester strapped to his hip. The two gang members froze, their eyes darting between Silas and Viper. Let them go, Viper, Silas said, his voice low and steady. Viper chuckled. Or what? You could arrest us all? He made a sweeping gesture towards the chaos. What's left to arrest? Silas didn't waste time with words. He moved with a speed that belied his weariness, drawing his Winchester and firing. One of the gang members fell, clutching his arm. The other scrambled for cover behind the wagon. The ensuing fight was short and brutal. Viper, quick and agile, managed to dodge Silas's initial shots. They circled each other, locked in a deadly dance, the silence punctuated by the crack of gunfire and the terrified cries of the widow and her daughter. Silas saw his opportunity and lunged, knocking Viper off balance. He wrestled the gang leader to the ground, the Winchester pressed against his temple. Viper struggled, his eyes filled with venomous rage. You can't stop us, Marshal, Viper snarled. There's too many of us. This town is ours now. Silas tightened his grip. This town belongs to the people who live here, Viper, he said, his voice grim. Not to vultures like you. He secured Viper with a length of rope, then turned his attention to the remaining gang member, who was trying to escape on horseback. A hook shot brought the horse down, and the man was quickly apprehended. The Widow Hemlock rushed forward, her eyes filled with gratitude. Thank you, Marshal, she whispered, her voice trembling. You saved us. Silas simply nodded, his gaze lingering on her daughter, who was staring at him with wide, frightened eyes. He remembered Key, the young Native American boy he's briefly interacted with a few weeks prior. Ty had given him a small, intricately carved wooden burr, a symbol of innocence, he's explained. It felt like a lifetime ago. He knew this wouldn't be the end. Viper's capture wouldn't silence the Rattlesnake Gang. There were others, lurking in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to strike. He could feel the weight of his responsibility, the constant pressure to maintain order in a town teetering on the brink of collapse. As he rode away, leaving the widow and her daughter in the care of a passing traveller, he noticed something lying on the ground near where the wooden bird had been gifted. It was a single shimmering ruby, partially buried in the dust. He picked it up, its facets catching the pale sunlight. A strange feeling washed over him, a sense of unease. He tucked the ruby into his pocket, a silent reminder of the darkness that permeated Copper Canyon. The ruby felt cold, an unnatural chill seeping into his hand. He knew that he wasn't just fighting to protect the town. He was fighting something far older and far more dangerous. He glanced back at Hemlock's ranch, the dust settling, revealing the stark reality of his task. Copper Canyon. It wasn't a promise anymore. It was a burden.